Okay, I have to show you something. This is my current project, and these are all fabric pictures that I made, I think 2024 and 2025, that I have not yet turned into books. It's a lot. And I have all these pieces of felt cut for future projects. I like to try to keep them the same size. So I have a bunch, I think this is 6x6 and 4x4. That way, well, the idea is once I have enough of the same size pieces, then I can make a book. But as you can see, that hasn't been happening. Let me get a tripod. I'm going to show you some of these things that we have in this bucket. Okay, let's see what we have here. In this box, and these fit perfectly, these are the little landscapes that I made. I have so many videos on these landscapes, and everything you see coming out of this bucket, I have a video for. Ooh. There's just so much. And then I have all these extra pieces of felt cut so I can make more. I think I'm at the point now where I have so many pieces that the idea of making books out of these is a little bit overwhelming, because it does take time to assemble these fabric books. And then here, these are all the 4x4s. Look at that. Look at that. We made all of these together in videos. This is insane. Should I go through all of them? You can always speed through, I guess, if you don't want to see all of these. Because I feel like this is going to take a while. If you've been following me for some time, then I'm sure you will recognize some of these. That's cute. Look at that, the little sheep. I had so much fun making all of these. If you haven't watched these videos yet, then they're all still on my channel. I do have a playlist specifically for landscapes as well. Oh, a little heart that comes out. Isn't that cute? See, this is what I love about slow stitching. I can just go back through all these things and I can feel all the textures and just look at that sparkle. I also have some unfinished projects in here. I don't remember what year I started this in. But I prepared the pages, so So maybe I can work on that this year. Maybe I can finish that up. What else? Okay, this was a feather stitch house project from last year. Oh, it was called Pick of the Pots. So I only made it this far because I just had too much going on and I couldn't keep up. I guess it goes this way. I forget what all the prompts are, but I believe they're still up on her channel. So that was that. That was also meant to be a book. That didn't happen, so maybe I can sort that out this year. What else? Okay, this was also a feather stitch house project. Postcards from the hedge. I only made 4 because again, I had too much going on and I just could not keep up with all the projects that I was trying to do. But I do have 4 pieces, so that's enough to make a book if I want to, and I probably should do that. And then I did 2 collaborations with Daniela Mellon. These are the 2 pages I created for those. So I could make a very small 2-page book. This would be the inside, and then I would just make a cover. Okay, so I think maybe this should be the year where I try to, you know, do something with these things. And then I have a whole bunch of these 6x6 pieces that I did. And I just love every single one. Just look at that. Look at how beautiful that is. It's so simple. Just French knots and beads. Use some of my beach glass there. I found these on the beach too. Some more glass. What did I do? I think I used Sharpie, or maybe it was pencil crayons. I don't know. I have to go back and watch the video, but the glass wasn't pink when I found it. I colored it. So these are like pictures to me. And a lot of people ask what I do with these. And again, the idea is that I'm supposed to make books out of them, like photo albums, so I can flip through them and just enjoy their beauty. What else? Okay. Just a bunch of little projects, like I said, that I didn't get very far with because life happens, you know. Life happens. Another little Christmas book that didn't quite come together yet. And then I think I did these 3 pages before I started filming anything. That's a sweater. This was supposed to be an autumn stitch book. So I have all of this to deal with, and I think this should be the year. 2026 should be the year where I make books or find some other way to store these so that I can take them out and look at them whenever I want. Because right now they're just sitting in a bin collecting dust, and that is not what I want. I didn't do all this work just for that. I want to be able to look at these and flip through books and whatever. For now, I'm just putting them in this bin, and I'm going to put a lid on it. I'll put it in my closet, and we will see what happens this year, because I've already started this project, right? So this one I'm definitely going to finish 100%. This is going to be a book in the end. I showed you the inside of this bin in a recent video, my completed books. I showed you that. So these are the books that I actually have completed. These were the Christmas projects from last year. That's mine, and that's Daniela's. And some of them I did not put any labels on, so I have to open up to see what's inside. So here's an idea of what I would do with all of those loose pieces. What I would do and what I should do. Because look how easy that is to flip through, and I can just feel all the buttons and beads and everything. And here we have a box. I think that was the Roxy's Journal of Stitchery. I forget which volume that was. And then this box is full of more landscapes that didn't make it into a book. These are all landscapes, and I have videos for all of these. I realized after I rewatched that footage that I didn't show you the landscapes that were living in this box. So I'm going to do that right now. I have videos for all of these on my channel. Look at the texture on that. So fun. Tiny little pumpkins and a spider. This one actually took quite a while because of the bears. This was just a little scrap of fabric that had deer on it, and I just outlined them. A super cute little snail here. do love the shimmering beads on this one. What else do we have in here? I have a couple of scrolls. We did this one together. This is the one with all the little houses on it. And another beautiful scroll. Look at how shimmery it is. Gorgeous. What do we have here? Let's see. Okay, some more of the 4x4 pieces. This is the Book of Houses. I remember making these. And I did use a machine to stitch the pages together on this one, because if you want to know the truth, that is my least favorite part of making these books, stitching the pages together. It just takes forever. What other treasures do we have in here? I love the cover of this. Look at that. It's so simple, just a little torn fabric bow. Did I attach it? Yes, I did. Now, what do we have inside? It's a surprise. Oh, yes. I remember these. Let's see, this only has 4 pictures in it. Can I get this one open? Here we go. Let's see what's inside. Right. My book of little mini squares. This was a fun project. But do you see how nice these books are to just flip through? What is this? Oh yeah. A wintry stitch book with a cute little snowman. Are we getting into spring here? I don't remember. I think this was a winter book. But some of them look a little bit spring-like. This one is wrapped up maybe a little too well. What was I thinking here? I don't know. Okay, that's a Roxy's journal project. And these pages are attached together, but not to the cover. I believe that is that an accordion design? Or no, I just stitched them together like this. Look at those cute little birds. Dragonfly made out of helicopters. Oh, there's still so many books in here. There's my 2024 project. I have a playlist for this. We're getting there. I have to say, this cover is quite boring. What's inside? Well, the pictures inside are lovely, aren't they? I could have done more here with the cover, but it is what it is. Moving on. What do we have here? Some more landscapes. More landscapes. Landscapes are my favorite. And look at that. I think that video is quite popular, actually. Although some people didn't like the music the first time I uploaded it, so I uploaded it a second time with different music. Another book with a simple felt cover. I do like the bow there. It just adds a little something extra. Not as plain as that green one. What do we have inside here? Okay. This is very pretty. Very sparkly. This was another Roxy's Journal of Stitchery. I believe that was Through the Garden Gate. I made these little faces out of air dry clay. And they're attached, they're kind of like buttons. I made little holes there and they're attached with little beads. I just painted them with acrylic paint, and then what did I put on top? I think it's a clear nail polish. I really have to get better at writing the project name on the cover or somewhere. Here's one that I can tell you what it is, my autumn stitch book from 2023. Love this one. Look at the little marshmallows and hot dogs. Cute. That's one of my favorites. Those are all sequins. Here's a tiny little something with another boring cover, but the pictures inside again are very nice. These are beads that I made out of old jeans, and then I just wrapped them with this sparkly little fabric. This is my book of teacups. We have Daniela Mellon Stitch the Season 2022 here. Oh, I never did put anything in this little mitten pocket. Another mystery. This was the Roxy's Christmas journal. I really do have to start labeling these books. And this was one of the first books I made. I don't have videos for these because this was before I started recording. But I really wish I did have videos because I'd love to remember how I made some of these things. And this little pocket has a wooden heart because these two are in love. Door opens on this one, very cute. And we have Santa inside this little envelope. Can I open it with one hand? Let's see. There he is. I printed that on fabric. And finally, some snowflakes. What is this? Oh, a little needle book with no needles in it. Well, why not? I'm gonna put that on my desk. I should be using that. I have one chocolate bar left in my stash. And this, I believe, is another Stitch the Season. Was this last year? No, not last year. This was 2024. Daniela Mellon, Stitch the Season 2024. Or 2023. Well, I just don't know. It could have been 2023 because I have 2022 there, and I did last year's, but I didn't do the year before. So this must be 2023. I just have some little things tucked in this pocket here. These are some cute little pins, I guess you would say. It's just a piece of wire with some beads and a button. And then I glued a little bead on the end so it would stay in place. These are like little lollipops, very cute. Candy canes. And these are all my Christmas cards from that year. And that is the back. That's the last page. And that's it. Those are all of the books that I have ever made. I hope you enjoyed it. There they are. Now I have to wrap them all back up, put them all back in their box for safekeeping. Actually, I forgot this little one. This is just a little stitch sampler. Sometimes when I'm deciding on a stitch, I will refer to this little book. And then I just made a list here, so I know the names of the stitches in case I need to go back and watch a video on how to do them. Now that is all of the books that I have ever made. This is my closet where many of my finished projects go to live, let's say. I have 3 bins of paper beads. Okay, let's look at this first. This is actually to hold your shopping bags. And I'm just seeing if it was signed. No, it wasn't. Anyway, many years ago, let's say 25 years ago now, I used to make cloth dolls like this, and I used to swap with people from all around the world. So I would have made one of these and swapped with someone else, and this is what I received. And she lives in the closet because I don't really have anywhere else to display her at the moment. Anyway, I have 3 bins here of paper beads. That was my biggest hobby before I started stitching. These are all, I think I have a video on these. These are all owls made of rolled paper. These are all just little felt things, little ornaments and things. I'm sure you've seen these before. These little ball ornaments, it's styrofoam balls in the middle. I was really into making bead embroidery brooches. I'm gonna take that bin down because I want to show you how beautiful they are. And then here I have more dolls from my doll swapping days. I'll take that one out too because these are amazing. Before I open the bin, these are a couple of smaller pieces that I do have on display. That was from a swap. That was from a swap. Just look at this. Just look at how amazing this little doll is. And it's little, look how little that is. Look at that amazing work. The name of this doll artist is Cindy Owens. Did she date it, I wonder? Oh yes, 2001, there you go. Look at that, I'll never forget Cindy. I swapped dolls with her a few times actually. I made this little witch. Let's open the bin and see what treasures are inside. Should we do the dolls first or should we do the bead embroidery? Let's start with the dolls since we've already looked at the ones on my wall. Isn't that amazing? Look at the detail. Look at the face. Most of these, if not all of these, are pins, because that's what we were always swapping, pin dolls. So this was around 2000, 2001 when I was making things like this. And most of these are dolls that I received because the ones that I made obviously were swapped. Can I show this? I don't know. Is that appropriate? Let's just do that. But isn't he cute? I'm going to show you all of them because why not? And if you don't want to watch, that's fine. But if you want to see beautiful things, then keep watching. Look at the faces on these. I don't know if that must be some kind of clay. It looks like they were hand sculpted, because you can see imperfections here. Aren't they fantastic? Not signed. What do we have here? 2001. Isn't she adorable? Oh my goodness, look at her little face. So cute. This one is so tiny. I think it's amazing. This is one that I made. I think I actually have a pattern for this somewhere online. Yeah, that used to be my website. It doesn't exist anymore. She's very cute. What else? Okay, I made these. I do have a pattern for this too somewhere. Their faces are kind of creepy, but the design of the doll itself is very nice. Here we have another witch on a broomstick. I did not make this one though. This one was a swap. Pretty little angel. I keep looking to see if they've been signed, but most people are like me and they did not. more of Cindy Owen's treasures in here. Her work is just incredible. I don't even have words to describe how beautiful her dolls are. Just look at that. Her use of fabrics and threads and yarn and all these things. It's just amazing. I believe this is one that I did. I think I still have some of this fabric actually. Here's another one that I did. Oh, look at this one. Isn't that incredible? Can you see why I was so obsessed and in love with making these dolls? Making and receiving. Receiving is even better. I love the heads. I just love the details on the noses, how the faces are sculpted. This is a little fish. I'm not normally into bright colors, but I have to say I really do love this. It's wonderful. Another Cindy Owens. I swapped with her quite a bit, as you can see, and her dolls have a certain style about them. It's pretty easy to tell which ones are hers. This is kind of cool. It's been sealed with something. The face on this one is a little bit creepy, but other than that, this doll is fantastic, and it's got bendy legs and bendy arms. Gotta love that hair though. You could just cover the face like that. That's better. Last two here. Well, this is not a cloth doll, but it's still lovely. Is it clay? It's from 2003. Don't know what kind of clay that is, but it's very nice. And it matches my nails. Look at that. And finally we have this, a very simple doll, but I like it. I hope you enjoyed my doll collection here. Next, we're going to move on to my bead embroidery. Now let's see what I was up to before I started slow stitching this. I spent hours and hours and hours and hours doing bead embroidery. We have some Christmas lights. And these are all shimmering with their glass beads, which is probably why I love bead embroidery so much. This is a bug. Little gingerbread man. I did a lot of flowers. I'm wondering if my camera or my phone is going to run out of space for these videos. Hopefully I can finish before that happens. Now, do you remember back to a time a few years ago when it was hard to get toilet paper? That's what inspired this piece. I have some cactuses here. Those are fun. What else? This, I don't know what that is. Rainbow candy corn, maybe? Another Christmas light. Some more cactuses. Is it cactus or cactuses? Or cacti? What is it? Let me know. I have some stars here. I like to make multiple of the same item, just different designs using different beads, that kind of thing. I have all kind of circles here. Actually, this one, I made these little flowers out of air dry clay with a little fondant cutter, I guess you would call it. We have some hearts with more of these little faces that I made out of the air dry clay. I think I saw another one. Here it is. Lots of hearts. And these are all little pins. Another Christmas light. And here I have a beautiful little bird. Another owl. I have some fish. More hearts and Christmas lights. With some more of those air dry clay flower beads. And actually I made these leaves too. I have two lizards here. These ones took quite a while. And tried to make them a little bit puffy. We have a lemon. Oh, here we definitely have a candy corn. These ones all have air dry clay beads. When I become obsessed with an art form or a craft, I just can't stop. That's supposed to be a fish too. Another fish. I have some of these flowers here in different colors. And all the edges are finished and the backs are finished with this faux leather or a faux suede. Sometimes I used felt. Turtle. More Christmas lights because I love Christmas. And everyone is different. Here's one more. I think this is the last of the hearts. Some flowers. A little square. And this is one of my favorites, this cupcake. The cherry is made out of beads. The edges are finished, and yes, here's one where I just used felt on the back. If you just cut 2 little holes here, you can slide the pin in so you don't see the back. I have a few videos on bead embroidery brooches. If you're interested in seeing more, let me know. I don't know how long this video is going to be. We're already in it, so let's keep going. What do you say? I'll put timestamps in the description so you can skip. You can skip around to look at whatever projects you want to see. Again, when I become obsessed with something, I just keep going and going and going. And I have made many more of these. I sold some on Etsy. I gave some away as Christmas gifts. So I would say this is probably about half of what I made. I'm not going to show you all of them because there's a lot. Or should I? Really though, is my phone gonna run out of memory? It's possible. Okay, you know what? Let's go through this quickly because they're so beautiful and I want you to see. I believe I do have a video showing how to make these as well. I used paper beads for the nose, some round paper beads for the wings, and these are all flyers and newspapers that I just rolled up, glued together, painted, embellished. Look at that. For some of them I used these little animal eyes, and then for some of them I used buttons. I love these so much. I would spend hours and hours and hours rolling paper tubes so that I could make these giant round beads. And look at those sparkly wings. I love sparkly things. And the back is nothing special. I just paint the backs, but I don't embellish them. And each one is different. Just imagine if you made a whole bunch of these to match the theme of your Christmas tree. Wouldn't that be beautiful? Look at the big eyes on that one. Gorgeous, just gorgeous. I love these so much. Let me put these back in the bin, and then I don't know if I want to show you what's in here, but we'll open it up. Okay, so this bin has an assortment of things. It has some ornaments, it has some pin cushions, and some of these pin cushions are from patterns by Lisa Pei. You can find her on YouTube and Instagram, like this one, for example. And also these little cupcakes. And again, I have made other pin cushions. I've given them away as gifts. Here's another cupcake. And the pin cushion I use is also a Lisa Pei pattern. And when people ask me what needles I use, well, I can't tell you, because when I bring them home, I just stick them in here and I use whichever one looks right for the job. Then I have these little felt angels. What do we have at the bottom here? See, I see sparkly things. And that's why I pulled that one out. Here we have another little pin cushion. These are very cute. What else? This is from the pocket of one of my daughter's jeans when they were little. Pin cushion. We have some more pin cushions with jeans on the back. That's cute. And I just have a bunch of random things in here. Some little houses. One of my kids made that. And that. She was very little at the time. I believe most of these are probably about 10 years old. We made them when we moved into this house, which was, actually we're going on 11 years now. And what are these? A little pouch. Okay, so these are from when I was just getting into slow stitching. I was trying to figure things out. So these were actually the first projects I ever made. here is one that, well, never got finished. I forgot about all these things. And then just a bunch of other felt creations. Oh, that's nice. I like that one. A bunch of owls. You can see that I've always liked owls. Another one that one of the kids made. Little emoji. Girls rock the world. A little bit of bead embroideries that never got a pin back. Probably because this is not my best work. This may very well be the longest video I've ever created. I hope you enjoyed it. Maybe something within this video inspired you. And I do hope to put some of my slow stitching pieces into books. So if you're interested in seeing that, then be sure to subscribe because I will take you along for the ride.